Good morning and welcome back to the Now Morning Show, where how apt we were talking about film and now we go to theatre. This one is very hot, yet Iere Theatre Productions is going to bring us a brighter sun. And to do that this morning, I'm joined by Mr. Curtis Gross and Mrs. Denise Dixon Cunningham, both actors with a plethora of experience to share with us this morning on the Now Morning Show. Good morning and welcome.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
I am very vexed that the sun is hot, but I do look forward to a brighter sun, particularly because this is taking it to the stage. We, as we were saying this morning, as Trinbagonians, are storytellers anyway by nature. But let's talk a little bit about the theatre landscape and more specifically, the function of theatre in society. I know you can both add to that, but let's say ladies first. So Denise, what are your thoughts on the function of theatre in Trinbago's society?
Is extremely important. It gives you, how shall we say, a mirror that we see ourselves through and in. And, I meet people all the time and they remember, productions that I have been and they're like, oh my God, it was so real and, that sort of thing. And I brought my children up in the arts because it rounds you off. It gives you that balance. You're able to be creative in a different way and bring that to different milieus. And, it allows you to be retrospective, see yourself grow, aspire. It's just a really lovely space to be in.
Curtis, I see you nodding emphatically.
Yes, of course, because I agree 100% with what Denise is saying. And I'm going to ask myself, what can I say after she's saying that, right? Centering children, particularly, I like to look at the function that it works in children, in schools. The different things, getting them to debate, getting them to actually discuss the subject that they're going to be doing, things like that. It shows where the art helps the children to not only just form an opinion, but to actually respect others' opinion and understand that, hey, you have an opinion, I have an opinion, and also this sense of understanding this identity of who you are.
Identity is incredulous that you said that, because when we think of Caribbean people, we think we Iere. That's definitely one of the words we used to describe ourselves.
And it's the original name of the land. Is Iere.
So then let's get into the relevance of Iere theatre specifically, because these sorts of productions are telling stories, but what's the perspective difference? What is the significance of Iere theatre production today? I like the chuckle. I know it.
The significance for me, what I love about Iere theatre and the relevance, I would say also, is that one, it's not just you go, you learn some lines and you walk on stage. No, it's about understanding how it impacts life, how it impacts you as a person, how it impacts your community, your country at large. One of the things that I like with the director that works at Iere, that's Victor Edwards, he always insists that you think through the actions that you take. What is the reason for it? Why? All these things, right? And these different types of method and things like that, that is happening. As a teacher, as a past teacher, well, I shouldn't say past teacher, but Victor is forever a teacher, right? He's forever teaching and learning this and giving you the long talks after as to why we do this and the importance of this and getting people to understand the battle for the space and the room and all the things that theatre do for the country. You find that you get a lot of that from Iere. For me, it is very much a method I use when I teach, and that's what I like very much in working with Victor and Iere theatre production. They don't just take a name and just pull actors and say, let's do this production. But they teach and make sure that it is something that's continuing, that even if you don't work with Iere anymore, or this be your first experience, that you continue, that whole thing resonate with you and you continue to pass on, continue to grow, continue to teach, continue to even learn you know, I'm saying too much, so let me just, because
Not
I
at all,
have a way
because-
of delving in theatre.
And
so.
here I am getting lost in this with you because you need to teach, you need to continuously tell these stories and understand why you are saying what you are saying is profoundly translated in your passion for saying so. Now that brings me to my next question of why this story. A Brighter Sun is carded to run from the 28th of September to the 1st of October.
Correct.
That is quite some time to tell this story. So why are we talking A Brighter Sun?
Okay, we're talking A Brighter Sun. This was one of Samuel Selvin, who's a local literary giant, one of his works, and this year marks the 100th anniversary of his birth. So when we did the first run earlier this year, you know, it was targeted to students because we're doing this in collaboration with the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Sport, a number of institutions that are supporting. And it's another exciting thing for me is that the children are so excited to come and see this production. And the shows are more or less sold out, actually,
Nice.
Thursday and Friday. We have 2 shows on Thursday and 1 show on Friday, and they're basically sold out.
Wow.
And, you know, because the book is on the Ministry of Education's literature syllabus, right? I myself would have read Ways of Sunlight when I was in school. I didn't read Brighter Sun, so I read it afterwards. But I just love his work, the way he brings that whole, who are you as a Trinidadian? The different races, the way you speak, the what you do, you know, he brings Barataria to life. I happen to live in Barataria, so that's another
So the
exciting
bias
thing for
is
me.
there.
Right,
You're trying to say
yes,
it
a lot of
nicely.
bias, you know. So what he talks about in where the A Brighter Sun is scripted and located, I relate to. I heard
Right.
my parents talk about these things. So it's really interesting for the children doing literature to see it come to life on the stage and just add different depth to it. And, you know, Victor, in the process, he calls it the process of becoming, you know, and he talks about some pillars, text, because you're working with the text.
Right.
Then you have to look for the subtext, and you have to look for the context. You know, those texts were like really pivotal for me in working with Victor for the first time.
Okay. I almost feel like I missed out on the opportunity because I did not do literature at all. But the fact that we have these literary geniuses living on through their works years and years, decades, centuries even after, is what I think is most beautiful. Apart from that, I also think these T-shirts are beautiful, and I want to know where I could find one. Because
We'll
since
organize
these tickets are sold out, can we get any other merch or any other items to be a part
We'll
of the
see what we
theatre
can fix you
production?
up with. We'll see what we can fix you up
All right,
with.
fingers
Do it.
crossed.
We'll call Victor.
Now, we said the school shows are sold out,
Ah,
but we've got 2 public shows.
okay.
Saturday at 8 o'clock, and all the shows are at Sapa, and Sunday at 6 o'clock.
Any plans to move to perhaps the north at another cycle? Because
Well,
this
we'll
is the
see.
second run, yes?
It is the second run by popular demand.
I mean,
Yeah. So, well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
We have that. Yeah.
maybe in the pipeline.
It's on the down low.
Fingers crossed. And in that case, beyond this particular production, when next will we be able to be Iere again? And anything else that we can look forward to on the calendar of events for Iere Productions?
I know Victor mentioned, I don't know if I can say it, but he mentioned, you know, the story of Boys is saying. He mentioned Nancy and the Magic Pot. He mentioned also
Green Days by the
Green
River.
Days by the River. All these
another-
different productions that would be
Yeah,
be
Michael
happening.
Anthony.
I've
You
noticed.
know.
He has always said he wanted to do it before he passed.
Right.
But it's really relevant work to honor
Absolutely.
him.
Well, in that case, this is one reason that we will allow the sun to shine brighter as we get ready to head to Napa and enjoy Sapa, and enjoy a brighter sun. The Sapa, the sun, I should remember this better. You guys, the tickets are almost sold out, so you can, of course, go to the box office to purchase those and make sure that you partake of the Iere Productions production of A Brighter Sun. Guys, we're going to be back with more here on the Now Morning Show, so stick around. We'll be back.